Jai Shri Krishna. Welcome to this study of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6th, concluding session with Dr. Atul Chokshi, Dean, Institute of Spiritual Sciences.
Namaste everyone and welcome to our continuous study of Bhagavad Gita. As you know, we have been doing the sixth chapter and we have done two sessions and we'll continue further from the verse number 33 onwards. This chapter is all about meditation, and God has given plenty of details about meditation to us, and now we'll see some more. So the last verse we did, that was the 32nd verse, where the Lord explained the best kind of yogi. And he said, Atmopanya sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna, sukham vadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. So the yogi which feels the pain and pleasures or pain and comforts of others as if they are his own, that kind of yogi is the highest yogi. So listening to these almost 22 verses related to meditation, Arjuna had some reservation and doubt. So this today's session starts with Arjuna asking the question. Arjuna watch, that's how it starts. And he says, Yo ayam yoga tvaya prukta samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pasyami chanchalatvat sthitam stiram. So Arjuna, as clearly states, Lord, that Lord, you told me to have equanimity of mind, but your scheme doesn't appear to be easily doable or kind of faulty. So he says that yo ayam yoga tvaya prokta samena, the yoga of equanimity, samena madhusudana, etasyaham na pasyami chanchalatvat sthitam stiram. I do not see that it can be easily done or will be stable because of the restlessness of the mind. Because the mind is so chanchal, whatever you taught us in these last 20 verses doesn't appear to be practical. So he boldly tells Lord Krishna. And he says that chanchalam hi mana, he gives a reasoning. Why? So he says, chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavata dradam tasya nigra aham manye vayoriva suduskram. Lord, mind is very restless. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Chanchalam, definitely, Lord, this mind is very restless, no, unsteady. Chanchala. Chanchala means one which moves from place to place and keeps moving on the same place is called chanchal. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Lord Krishna, his mind is very chanchal. And he points to the five faults of the mind and they presents to the Lord. The Chanchalami Mana Krishna, Pramathi means very naughty, Pramathi, Balvata means very strong, Balvata, and Dradam means very obstinate. It is restless, it is going roaming everywhere, it is very powerful, very strong, and very naughty, very obstinate. Because of these reasons, I don't think it is doable. Chanchalami mana Krishna pramathi balvata dradam tasya nigraha aham manne vayoriva suduskram. It is like trying to catch wind or trying to control wind. It is that difficult. So I don't think that our scheme is going to be successful. That's what he indirectly tells Lord. And Lord now answers to Arjuna and he says, the Lord is very kind and best teacher. So instead of telling him in an abrasive way, no, no, Arjuna, this mind you have to control and you have to do such and such thing. No, he says, Asansayam Mahabhaho. Sri Bhagavan watch. So God says, Asansayam hi Mahabhaho manodu nigraham chalam abhyasen tu konteya viragen chagriyat. So he says that Asansayam means without doubt. Arjuna, you are right. Without doubt, mind is very restless. Asansayam Mahabaho. And on the contrary, he praises Arjuna and he calls him Mahabaho, one of his names, that Mahabaho, with a mighty arm. You are so powerful, Arjuna. So he addresses Arjuna as Mahabaho. So, Asansayam Mahabaho Manodu Nigraham Chalam. Abhyasena tu konteya, vairagena cha gruyate. But by practice, abhyas means practice, abhyasena tu konteya, and he praises Arjuna and he says that you, the son of Konteya, he calls him Konteya. So abhyasena tu konteya, vairagena cha gruyate. If you do these two things, you can control it. Vairagena cha gruyate. So he answers Arjuna's doubt and he puts the answer at the end of the sloka. Gruhate, he says. He didn't say, oh, it can be controlled. No, do such and such thing. Or what are you questioning? No, he didn't say that. So he says, oh, beautiful question. And you, Arjuna, you do this, abhyas and viragya. Mahasi Patanjali also says to control mind units, abhyas viragya bhyam tan nirodha. That is one of the sutras of Patanjali. But by abhyas and viragya means practice and dispassion. So Lord tells him that it can be done if you follow these two main things. And out of these two things, the most important one is detachment. It is not the restless of mind which is going to be a problem, but it is your attachment to the worldly things. So detachment is more important. So the Lord guides him. And he now, in the next verse, he adds one more instruction that asanyat atmana yogo. He says that the one who has no control on the mind, asanyat atmana yogo. Dusprapyeti me mati. Arjuna, it is my opinion. Mati means my opinion. I say that is asanyatatmana yogo dusprapya means they cannot get it. Dusprapyeti me mati vasyatatmana tu yatata sakyam vaptum upayata. But the one who has controlled his mind with efforts, the yoga, attaining the highest peak in yoga, which is God realization, is possible for the people who have controlled the mind. But those who do not have no control of mind, or there are a lot of influence of the worldly things, and who have not taken care of or not disciplined, for them yoga is not possible. असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप्य इति मे मति वश्यत आत्मना तु यतता सक्यम अवाप्तुम means to attain अवाप्तुम upayatah by efforts such a person, such a yogi can get to the end. Now Arjuna has another question. So Arjuna understood that, okay, I will have to do abhyas and viragya. But now Arjuna is a very practical person. He says that, Lord, I trust and I have total faith in your teachings. But in case if my mind is not coming under my control, and if I get lost and I don't reach to the peak of yoga or God realization, and I have voluntarily given up the worldly things, so what will happen to me? I will be a loser on both sides. So he says, Ayati Shraddhayopeta means Ayati means just Shraddhayopeta with the total faith in the teaching, but whose mind is not yet totally controlled. Yati means controlled mind. Ayati means one who has not controlled mind totally. Ayati Shraddhayo Veda means mind is still not under total control, but you have understood the teaching and you have full faith in the Lord's teaching. Ayati Shraddhayo Veda Yoga Chalati Manasa. And if they are not successful in yoga in this life, yoga chalati manasa, aprapya yoga sansiddham, not attaining to the highest reward of yoga, aprapya yoga sansiddham, kagati Krishna gachati. What happens to them? They have voluntarily given up the worldly thing. They have controlled the mind as much as they could. They have faith in your teaching. They are pursuing. But if the mind doesn't come under control, and if they do not reach the success, then they are loser of the worldly things as well spiritual gains. So what happens to them? That is his practical question. That okay, if I drop out in between, what will happen? So all my efforts are lost, and then I'm a total loser. So he asked, Kachinno bhai vibrasta, chinna brahma nasyati, apratishto mahabaho, vimudo brahmani pati. He asked beautiful question. Kachinno bhai vibrasta means such a striver becomes a loser. On both sides. Kachino ubhay means both. Kachino by vibrasta. Chinna abram. Abrahma. Abrahma means clouds. Chinna means shattered clouds. Chinna Brahma eva, like a shattered clouds which disperse and doesn't produce any rain or anything and disappears in the ether without any as an end result. Does it happen to me as if I get lost in pursuing the yoga? So the question is, as a kachi no bhaya vibrasta chinna brahmaiva nasyati apratisto mahabaho vimudho brahmani pati. The one who is trying to go towards Brahman, but in between he gets lost or his efforts are not good enough, does he get lost like the shattered clouds? Yes. And then he says that etan me sansayam Krishna chetum arsa sesata tvadanya sansayasya chetana upadyate. Lord Krishna, except you, nobody can remove this doubt of mine. Doubt is always produced because of ignorance. And the treatment of doubt, doubt is knowledge. And Arjuna knew that. So Arjuna says that that knowledge, which is a realized knowledge, is the cure of this my doubt. So etan me sansayam Krishna cheta means you remove my this doubt, and except you, nobody else can remove it. You need a God realized saint or God Himself to remove this kind of doubt, because this kind of doubt will go away with a realized knowledge of Brahman. So realized knowledge of Brahman, God has all the knowledge. Even realized masters are not enough. So he directly goes to Lord Krishna and he says, Master, you are the only one who can remove this doubt. So his question was very, very appropriate, practical, and pertains to all of us, that we do all these things and we don't get any tangible result, palpable result. Then what happens? No? So God says, now Bhagavan was again God says, Parthaneveha namutra vinasasta se vidyate nahi kalyan krud kaschit durgatim tat gacchati. Very reassuring message from Lord. He says, Parth, neveha namutra, na iha, or in the celestial world, na, Parth neveha namutra, vinasastasya vidyate. Nahi kalyan krud kaschit, the one who is pursuing God realization or yoga or well-wisher of the universe. That is called Kalyan Krut. Nahi Kalyan Krut Kaschit Durgatim Tat Gachati. As it never goes to west. Means the person who is going in the pursuit of real knowledge or Brahma Vidya or realization of Atman or Paramatman, and who has invested his time, such a man never goes to waste. God. Parth neveha na namrutam means na amrutam means devlokas or after death na amrutam. Vinasas tasya vidyate. Nahi kalyan krud kasit. Kalyan is a very nice word. Kalyan means no auspicious thing. Everything good. आपका कल्याण हो ना तो कल्याण is very common. कल्याण or mangal is a mangal or su. These are all three words have the same meaning. Means you are wishing everything good may happen to you. May God bless you like that. So kalyan krut. So the one who is well-wisher of everyone, including himself, or interested in his own spiritual progress or realization of Atman, is called Kalyan Krut. So the Kalyan Krut, nahi Kalyan Krut kaschit durgatim tat gachit. He calls tat, means my son, you will never go to forget about losing anything on this path. So he assures that very, very emphatically that, okay, no, Arjuna, don't worry. Whatever you have done, it will go with you and you will continue your journey later on from this. No? So now he says very important verse that because we all are part of God, which is residing within this body, which body is a limited entity. It will deteriorate, it will die. So what will happen? So our real true nature is Atman, which is part of God. Mame vanso jivaloke. So God says, my particle is within you, and that particle is within this body. Body is subject to deterioration and degradation, and it's perishable item, while Atman is non-perishable. That's why God says that nothing bad will happen to you. You are an Atman. So prapya punya krutan lokan, beautiful verse. Prapya punya krutan lokan, usitva saswati sama, suchinam srimatam gehe, yoga vrasto vijayate. Here Bhagavad Gita is emphatically explains reincarnation, no, or continuity of life. Whereas, don't think that you got old and then your body became frail and you died. That is the end of the story. No, this is a continuous journey. This is a continuous journey, and whatever good you have done, it will go with you. So, prapya punya krutan lokan usitva saswati sama suchinam srimatam gehe yoga brasto avijayate. Prapya punya krutan lokan. The good that you are doing, that will make you eligible to go to special places, celestial places. Prapya punya krutan. Punya krutan means doing the good doers. Punya krutan. Usitva Saswati Sama. Then you will enjoy the celestial facilities and enjoyment which are 100 times better than the worldly things. We haven't seen it, but there are a lot of things we haven't seen it. So but we go by the word of God who says there's a prapya punya krutan lokan usitva saswati sama. And after enjoying that celestial facilities and all your rewards of meritorious deed, when that get exhausted, you will be reborn. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brasto Vijayate. Then you will be born in a family which is Suchi, means which is a pious, which has a great values, the Suchinam. Srimatam means rich. You will be getting another birth in a very decent family with the high values and all the facilities and wealth. So your positive efforts, your doing good in this life is not going to go to waste. प्राप्य पुण्य कृतान लोकान उसित्वा शाश्वती समा सुचिनाम श्रीमताम गे योग भ्रष्टो विजायते. The way God explains this reincarnation, oh, it is without any doubt. Bhagavad Gita is one of the best scriptures which supports and stands behind the doctrine of karma as well as of rebirth or reincarnation. Eastern philosophy, loaded with that. Even a little farmer, a illiterate man in India, he knows about the karma and the rewards of karma, good karma, bad karma, and knows about the punarjanma or reincarnation. That okay, no. So this time I had difficulties, but maybe I will do good things, and next birth will be very good. No, so that is born deep in Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, which also includes Buddhism, Jainism, all these major religion, they support, they recommend, they are founded on this doctrine of karma and reincarnation. So the God says that this is one. Next, he says that if you are a great yogi and you've done a lot of good, you will get even better birth. And that he says, Athva yogi name, that is the verse number 42. He says, Athva yogi name kule bhavati dhimatam etad vi durlabhataram loke janma yadi dasham. If you are more advanced and you have lot of merits accrued in this life, athva yoginam eva, you will be born in a family to a yogi. Athva yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. Etad vi durlabhataram. This kind of birth is even more difficult to attain. Means it is more as a more precious. That you will be born in a family who is already on this path. Your father is yogi, your mother is yogi, and then you take the journey further. So, Athva yogi nam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. Etad vihi idurlabha taram. That is more difficult to idurlabha taram. Rich and pious family, you can get it. But this one, to be born in a family of a yogi, is even more precious. No? So, athva yogi nameva kule bhavati dhimatam etad vi durlabhataram loke janma yadi desha. What will happen? Tatratam buddhi sanyogam. There, tatratam buddhi sanyogam labhante purvadehikam yatate cha tato bhuya sansiddho kurunandana. In that new birth, in new life, tatratam buddhi sanyogam, with your intellect, buddhi sanyogam, labhante purvadehikam, from your previous birth, whatever you have accumulated, the spiritual knowledge, tatratam buddhi sanyogam labhante purvadehikam yatate cha tatyo bhuya, means he will continue his journey. Tato bhuya means again yatate cha to sansiddho kurunandana, towards the God realization. Already. Means your effort is not going to go to waste. That is God tells 100% emphatically, and this is the truth. Nobody has seen this, that you get second life and the continuity of life. Western philosophy doesn't believe, or original Christianity did mention for first 100 years after Christ on the reincarnation. But later on, the churches and they had a dispute and they say, okay, no, end of this life finished, and at the most grace of God. They believe in grace of God. With the grace of God, you will be redeemed. No, no. So that is that is a Christianity and Western philosophy. While Eastern philosophy knows for sure that you are not this body, you are an Atman. Atman never dies, and Atma's journey is forever till Jivatman, which is a Atma within the body, realize that he is a pure soul. Till then, this journey continues. So it is a that is the major difference between the two philosophies. And even in the West, like Socrates believed, and he knew that he's an Atman. And he was teaching his youngsters, and and the people of that time considered it as a big crime, and punished him bitterly and poisoned him. In Eastern, no, even if you totally disagree, nobody will poison you or nothing. If you totally disagree, if you have a new method of doing it, they will put you on a high pedestal and you will be worshipped. It's never they are never tortured, never killed. So that is a major difference. Lord Buddha did not believe in Atman. So Lord Buddha, we all worship Lord Buddha and say, okay, Lord Buddha, what he has to teach us. So we look at that positive things. So Tatratam buddhi sanyogam labhante purvadekam yatate cha tato bhuya sansiddho kurunandana. And then he will continue his journey, and whatever spiritual status he has attained in so many lives in the past, the further journey continues. Like you are going from here to Niagara Falls, and then you take a halt, overnight halt in one of the motels in between. Your journey starts next morning from wherever you are, and the journey goes on. Similarly, death is not the end of our journey, it is just a halt, and then the continuity continues. So that is an unbroken chain of our life continues. So that is a the Tatham Buddhi saying, that is 43rd verse. Now, a lot of people in the West also believe in reincarnation. One of the greatest studies that was done in the University of Virginia, where they have studied thousands of cases very scientifically and documented that reincarnation is truth, is not just somebody's hallucination or somebody's made up stories or somebody's opinion. It is because they have documented cases of rebirth where the person, especially in the early childhood, remembers his past and can definitely tell that I was such and such person, and then this continues. So that is a hundreds and thousands of cases now, which are very well studied and documented with all the proof. So that is the truth. But these the memories of the past life gets wiped out in early childhood, and as we get more input of the current life, then those memories they fade away by the age of 4 5, and you don't remember anything of the past lives. But some of our phobias, some of our inner tendencies, as they are the result of our prior exposure, as exposure to particular fears. That whatever happened in the previous lives that come as a residue, and we call it a phobia. So there are so many evidences, and now those who are interested, you should go on reincarnation, and you if you type it on a chat GPT or Gemini, or it will give you tremendous amount of information with the case studies and there will be no doubts. There are documented cases, very famous cases also. So that the time that you study yourself, and then maybe next time we will discuss about reincarnation. So this God here describe reincarnation, that you are not going to go to us. And now he says on the 44th, Purva Abhyasena Tene Vriyato Avaswapisa. Because of his prior learning, spiritual progress, Purva Abhyasena Tene Vriyato Avaswapisa. Jignasu api yogasya sabda brahmati vartate. Such a person gets attracted to spirituality because of prior exposure and his efforts in the previous lives. He is attracted towards the spiritual or or journey and continues his further march towards the self-realization of God realization. Purvabhyasin tine vriyate avasopisa jignasu api yogasya sabda brahmati vartate. He has no other interest except realizing who am I, where I come from, what is God, what is this creation. He gets very much attracted. We see this kind of lots of people, so that they are on the regular worldly path with a worldly pursuit, and suddenly they divert and go. I know of several people, great Swamis, So that one Swamiji was a chemical engineer established in America. Everything was going fine. But then he gets attracted because of prior karmas and prior studies, and suddenly gives up all the glamour of West and all the education that he had done and becomes a sannyasi. Another Swami who was an engineer before, after becoming engineer, instead of getting married and taking a job, he gets exposed to the spiritual environment, and which sucks him and takes control of him, becomes a Swami. So these is the reasoning. This is the reasoning that there was already a material right time. It will just take the exit and go and leave the world. Sant Kabir ji explains that very well. No? And he says, Bhakti bij palte nahi, jo jug jaye anant, ऊंच नीच घर जन्म ले तोई संत का संत. Sant Kabir ji says, Bhakti Bij, once you have these seeds or imprints of Bhakti, Bhakti Bij palte nahi, jo jug jaye anant, ऊंच नीच घर जन्म ले तोई संत का संत. He will go on that direction because there is already the sanskaras or imprints of prior births. So, so even if you are a queen of Mewar, no, Mirabai, no, she was a queen. There was nothing which was lacking. Everything was attractive, and still she goes towards spirituality and uh, and attain to the ultimate goal, and she becomes one of the greatest devotees. Lord Buddha, nothing was missing for him. Lord Mahavir, all these great masters. They were placed in the highest of the comforts. They were princess and as a prince and princesses, and then they gave up that. And why? Because there was a magnetic force working inside. No? So purva abhyasena tene variyate avasupisa jignasu api yogasya sabda brahmati vartate. And what happens? Then he makes further effort. Pratnat yadmanastu yogi sansudha kalvisa. Anek janma sansiddham tato yati paramgati. And there he will make more and more efforts, and such efforts of many lives will take him to the ultimate moksha or ultimate God realization, and he attains the goal. So Purvabhyasena, that aneka janma sansidham, not one birth. You don't know whether this is the last birth and you will realize God, or this is one of the births that where you are preparing. So aneka janma sansidham tato yati param gatim. Param gatim, highest goal you will. But that your journey will bring the ultimate result. So So the Arjuna's question was answered that nothing will go to waste. It will continue with your further life, and you are nothing else but Atman. Atman never dies. That is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. If there is a book on reincarnation, Bhagavad Gita. No. Starting from the second chapter, God teaches reincarnation and Atman, and Atma. That's why it's called Atmagna. Till the end at multiple places. So, so there is no doubt at all. I don't have any doubt. As whoever studies Bhagavad Gita will have no doubt on on the who we really are and where we are really marching, and if there is reincarnation or not, you become doubtless. Yes, because that knowledge, once it is established in you, all the doubts are wiped out. So you know for sure is a and the same doctrine is taught in many Upanishads, Kathopanishad, is loaded with this Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadrakarna Upanishad, and Bhagavad Gita. These four major sources describes about Atman, doctrine of karma, and reincarnation in great depth. So now God says that you continue this journey, what will happen? You will become a yogi. And that is the God wants us to be. Tapasvi bhyo adhiko yogi, gnani bhyo pumato adhika, karma bhisya adhiko yogi, tasmat yogir bhava Arjuna. He tells Arjuna that the yogi is superior to man of austerity. Tapasvi bhyo adhiko yogi. Gnani bhyopamadiko. Even a man of knowledge, he is a yogi is superior to that. Tapasvi bhyo adhiko yogi, gnani bhyopamadika, karma bhisya adhiko yogi. Even a karma yogi is superior to karma. Tasmat yogir bhava Arjuna. Therefore, be a yogi here. Yogi means one who has a divine consciousness, interest in divinity, pursuing the divinity, and no inclination for the world is called yogi. So God says that you become that. Tapasvi bhyo adhiko yogi. Those others are preparations. Tapasvi bhyo adhiko yogi, gnani bhyo pumato adhika, karma bhisya adhiko yogi, tasmat yogir bhava Arjuna. Yoginam api sarvesham, and of all the yogis, yoginam api sarvesham, that is a 47, that's the last verse of the sixth chapter. So yoginam api sarvesham, madgaten antaratmanam, of all the yogis, the one who is soaked and understood me totally, madgatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo madaha. So the yogi who is soaked with a bhakti. So bhakti and yogi together is the highest kind of yogi. Means bhakti is the ultimate thing. So with the knowledge, with the karma yoga, Gnan yoga, Dhyan yoga, then that all that pursuit will bring the love of God, which is called bhakti. Bhakti is its combination. So bhakti yoga. So so yogi with bhakti is the highest yogi. So the bhakti, word bhakti, bhakta comes from bhaj, dhatu bhaj, which means to serve. So not only worship, but serving the God. So the bhakta is knowledgeable about divinity, and he renders service to God, means to the creation. So that is the best combination. That's what God says. योगिनाम अपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेन अंतरात्मा श्रद्धावान भजते यो माम स मे युक्त तमो मतः. That is the highest kind of individual that is dear to me. So, so here in this Yoga of Meditation, sixth chapter, God explained everything, how we should sit, where we should sit, what we should meditate on, what kind of food to eat, be controlled, and all the step by step. And rest assured that nothing will go to waste. You will be comfortable in this life. You will be provided all the essentials of this life. As this life, God says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamim. I will take care of your needs. He doesn't say, I will take care of your wants. He says, I will take care of your needs. So God will take care of whether you, and will take the burden will come of the worldly life, and will give you contentment and bliss and peace, which is not available in this world, and will be comfortable here, comfortable hereafter. The fear of death, which is the highest fear, will be gone because you realize the Atman, and you will be most useful in this life, and that is you feel krut krutyasya bharata, means your mission is accomplished. So this is the sixth chapter, and if you have any question, you can ask. I've kept a lot of time for questions.
Right. No, it is very reassuring to know that you do something and that will not be just gone waste, because we feel that we might not achieve what we need, where we need to reach in this life,
Mhm.
but it's not going to go waste, and it is going to take from, like, we'll start our journey from there next in our next life.
Yes.
So reassuring, though we want to reach where we want to reach in this life itself, but we know that that might not be possible. So it is reassuring to know that.
Yes. It depends upon the efforts that we make in this life and how much clarity we get. One thing is the theoretical knowledge, and the second thing is to have it absorbed and assimilated within us. So if that happens, then we are fine. Then God says, yes, in this life, why not? He says it is not a long process. It is not a long process. No, it can be done. No. So there is a very nice verse that I came across, and that is in Kathopanishad. And that's new for me. So, asariram sariresu. Asariram means God is talking about Atman, which has no body. Asariram sariresu, which resides in the body. Asariram sariresu anavasthesu avasthitam. It is established in the body which is unstable. Bodiless spark of God is hiding in the body which is not forever. So anavastheshu avasthitam. Which one? Mahantam vibhum. Mahantam. There is nothing greater than this. Mahan means great. Mahantam, great of great. Mahantam vibhu means all pervading. Mahantam vibhum atmanam is part of Paramatma. Atmanam matva means knowing this. not gnatva. Gnatva is to understand and know. Matva means I am Atul Chokshi, I know. So Matva, it is not some theoretical, somebody means it, I'm established in that. Sky is blue, we are established in that. So Matva, one who understands, dhiro na sochati. Such a man of wisdom, dhira means man with wisdom, na sochati means he will never be worried about anything at any time. The spark of God, which is asariram, sariresu, residing in the body. Unavasthesu avasthitam. Unavasthesu, my body is not forever. It is established in that. Which one? Mahantam vibhum atmanam. Mahantam, greatest particle is hiding there. Vibhum, all pervading, not only here, outside also. This is like oxygen is outside also, I mean within our body also. So, Mahantam, Vibhum, Atmanam, Matva, knowing this for sure, Matva. Janna or Manna, alag cheez hai. Na? So, Matva, Dhiro na sochati. Such a man of wisdom has no worries from today. He knows that he's not body, so he's not going to be scared by disease or anything, or disease, death, or old age. Nothing in the world can deviate him or disperse him, and he is in all peace, means he is liberated. This is Katha Upanishad 1 to 22. Very beautiful. This is little new for me, but you do 20 times, it becomes yours. So,
Understand.
so I put down that in a separate category and keep working. It's like you put the raw mangoes and keep it and they ripe and that becomes yours. So similarly, the knowledge also gets established.
The
And
raw
these
mangoes, and then you make a mango shake.
and these different sources of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is nothing else but Upanishads. But still from Upanishads, you can study and get. Otherwise, there are verses which are very similar, in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. So this one was very good. So this gives the answer to us that okay, I know this. Matva, I know. So when that happens, you are liberated. Is liberated is nobody has put chains around our feet.
Hmm.
So
I, I think you mentioned about those two doctrine, and major doctrines are doctrine of karma and doctrine of reincarnation.
yes,
Somehow, I think we do believe in reincarnation, but having it said that what you do in this life, whatever karma you do, if you do sattvic karma and you're going to get elevated and all that, knowing that, I think one other aspect I look at is differently is that you know that you're going to have a rebirth, because if you don't get moksha, then you're going to have rebirth anyway. That way you will refine your karmas in this life and refrain from doing something which is harmful. So
yeah.
that also gives you more of a positive aspect of becoming a better human being.
Yes, so these doctrines are not for just theoretical. The one who understands, with those doctrines, it helps you to live life very comfortably and on the right path, and to face the adversities of this life. So you know that next birth will be much better if you have done that. It's like
And
you
I think
it's like you made money and put it in the bank. It will stay with you, unless you waste it. So similarly, your punyas or meritorious deeds accumulate, and it will give you its rewards. And the same way the sinful deeds will give you punishment. And that's why some people are born in a very comfortable environment with a lot of intellect and lot of abilities, and others don't have that. So what is the reason?
Yeah.
This is the reason. It is like a black and white. No, so if you listen to the arguments for and against reincarnation, you will say that there is nothing to argue. No, there is nothing to argue. Just read it. And
Yeah.
so
And like people we know that they were just like Shankaracharya, that's a great vibhuti, but in a way, at age of 7, if he knows all Upanishad, that is something
where
that
did it come from? It
yeah,
came
from the
from
previous.
prior lives. That's
Yeah, that's true.
there are little kids who will play the drums like they are maestro. Where
Mm.
did it come from? So there are little kids who will know 700 verses of Gita. Where did it come from? Not only by efforts. So there is a residue of these impressions which flourish in this birth. So this is very, very good.
Any other question for Dr. Chokshi, please?
One question, Doctor.
Yes,
I,
yes,
I
yes, Anuj bhai.
Arjun was asking that basically man is very chanchal and it is very hard to control. There are two solutions that Lord Krishna gave. One is
Ab-
Abhyasin.
ab-
Abhyas means practice.
Abhyas and Vairagya. Okay.
Abhyasa tu kaunteya, vairagyena chakruate.
Yeah.
Abhyas and Vairagya. Okay.
Well, basically, he's talking about practicing more and do detachment. Two things
Yeah.
that will drive you toward that.
Okay.
Sometimes I wonder, we talk about detachment all the time. Why did God made attachments? He made us get attached to our family. We have kids, we get attached to them, and then he says detach. I just get confused. What is the whole rationale behind setting up this whole world full of attachments, and then he says detach, detach?
That's the power of Maya, because of Maya. And that is the God. That is the God. God is the director, director and producer. So beyond certain limit, we cannot ask questions. Why you made this way and why you did not make that way? Why? Why human being cannot run at 40 miles per minute? It's because that's the way it is. So attachment to the worldly things, to our relatives, to the objects is designed, so that we evolve spiritually. That's what it is. So it is for the so there are three things which are eternal, which is one is God, another one is soul, and third one is Maya. These three are eternal powers of God, and through that we go in the rotations, and body is a part of Prakriti, which is Maya, soul, which is a part of God. So
Mm.
God says, okay, come back to me. I sent you for the spiritual growth and you got entangled again with your children and with your wife and with your with your possessions. So give it up and come. That's why it is a testing. It's a testing ground for us. It is a development ground for us. That we are in very comfortable situation. Most of us, nobody is in a bad situation, and you get drenched with the comforts and you get lost. God says, okay, you failed, my friend. What can I do? That's how it goes.
Also,
Mm.
one naive way of looking at it is basically because of the Maya, now you try to detach is trying to understand the path of yogi and then try to go on that path shows your commitment
Yes,
to basically go merge with this with the higher being.
yes,
It is a test. Like
yes,
you cannot pass a test without actually going through the exam. And that
right.
exam that with the Maya,
Yes,
now how you basically steer away from Maya
that's right.
slowly, gradually by
Yes,
getting all this knowledge. And
Yes.
then you demonstrate that, yes, now I am ready to be merged to the soul, to the higher self. Is my naive interpretation of.
No, no, you are very right to the dot. Otherwise, what was lacking for Lord Buddha? He was young, his wife was young, child was young, and he was a prince. Everything was very, very attractive and enticing. But he had an urge to find out the true knowledge, and that's why he gave up and in the pursuit of knowledge, and he attended the knowledge. So these are the live examples, from regular being to God. Lord Buddha, we call Lord Buddha now. From Siddhartha, Lord Buddha, from Naren to Vivekananda. There are so many examples. And these are not little people. And there are Swamis, my God, all these. I'm very close to Ramakrishna Mission, and I'm very close to Swami Narayan Sampradaya. There are hundreds of Swamis. And if you ask Swamiji, what were you doing? How did you get in this path? You will get these stories, which are amazing.
Dr. Choksi, I was thinking whether I should ask this week or next week. The question is, you say Bhagavad Gita answers all your questions.
Yes.
And so my question is like, okay, I'm trying to figure out why doesn't God tell you what you will be in the next life? Even though, like I heard Malaji say, you do acha karma karo, sannyasi los, you do everything as God wants you to do it. But was there reason that he is not disclosing like what you will be in the next, I guess, incarnation? I will talk about that next week. Just curious,
Yeah,
why God?
no, I mean, as he says that do the good deeds, you will be in a more comfortable situation. You will be in the Suchi Nam Sri Matam Gehe, means whether very rich and man with the values, you will be born there. You will be very comfortable. Three housekeepers will be taking care of you. You will have no problem. He says that. And you are even more advanced, then you will be born in a family of a yogi, and then you will do the spiritual sadhana there. So there and in between all the different things. As where we will be born, with what assets we will be born, what religion, what country, nothing is known to us. But it all depends upon what we have done. So God's computer will figure it out and make a custom-made body. That's how it says, that it will make a custom-made body depending upon your past impressions and past karmas, befitting body to give you comforts or to give you punishments and to place you where in a proper place where you can enjoy or suffer your deeds of many lives. That's it. So that is it is as whether you will be born in Bombay in the slums or with Ambani's family or where you are born or in jungles of Africa, you don't know.
I was just
I
thinking,
think
And
if
asking
God
that
tells us, if God tells us you will be a prince or a king in the next life, we still have 20 years to live. What will we do?
yeah. No, no, no. What the thing is, what I think with the answer could be till the end of this life. Even God doesn't know where you'll be placed next year, next life, because it's all based on whatever at the end of this life where you are at in that balance sheet.
Yes,
So
yes. So that
maybe
your
at the minute your
yes,
last breath, maybe people know what's going to be the next life because by the time everything is the has been tallied. But till
yes,
then, there's no way to know what is the balance sheet say.
yes.
I think
Yeah,
also
so
just
it depends upon what is your predominant vasanas at the time of death.
Death,
Yam
yeah.
yam vapi, everything is in Gita. No, know all the slokas. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejante te kalevaram tam tame viti konte sadatad bhavita. Whatever is your last desires, last impression, predominant what you stand for, predominant values you stand for, that will determine your view. So tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmare yuddhacha. Therefore, at all times, remember me and do your duties. Arjuna's duty was fight, so that's why he says fight. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु माम अनुस्मरेद्यच. मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धि मामे वेश्यसि असंशय. With your buddhi and mind devoted to me, you will come to me, no doubt about it. But you have to perform the duties till the last day. And what will happen in the remaining time, or whether I'm going to live 5 years or 5 months, I don't know, and nobody knows. No. So that is called prarabdha karma, which is to the dot. It is written day and time and minute. That we must go through. Even if I become enlightened today, I will have to live that time, and whatever we have done, it will come.
Excuse me,
I
Dr.
was
Chokshi.
thinking about one thing. If something bad
Atul
happens to somebody, rather than crying about it, oh my God, why has it happened to me? Why has God done this to me? We should probably take it, oh, okay, I must have done something bad in the last karma, so it is done and over with.
That's
Feel
it.
good about it.
Yes.
Right?
So it helps you to cope with all the good and bad of the life that circumstances will come to us. You know. So that's why they say that dhira does not means the man of wisdom does not get worried about anything at any time. That is the last sloka we studied, that Kathopanishad sloka. Dhira tatra na mohiti. Means he does not get confused, he doesn't get worried about what will happen. So
Dr. Atulji, I have
Haji,
just, because
yes,
in chapter 12, in Bhakti Yoga,
yeah,
just Lord Krishna is talking about this Sreyohi Gnanam Abhyasat, Gnanat Dhyanam Vishishyate,
dhyana
Dhyanat Karma Phalotyaga,
tyaga
Tyaga Santi Anantaram.
santiranantaram. So with the tyaga, santir, anantaram means right away. You do the tyaga today, you have santi today.
No, when we start from the very first word, Sreyohi Gnanam Abhyasat, the
Yes.
Gnan is better than Abhyas. Then the Dhyan is better than Abhyas. So he's just comparing this, and ultimately they say that there is something that you just Tyagat Santi Anantaram. So Tyagat means is Vairagya, or just you what your karma fall. So that's really very important thing. Just lot of Krishna is mentioning over there. What we will ultimately we will achieve. That's moksha or santi.
Yes. So what
Or
he
maybe I
said.
think it's the same thing. Moksha and santi is the same things.
Yes. So tyaga santiranantara. Everybody wants santi. Nobody. If the moksha was very painful and causing you asanti, you wouldn't want moksha. He says, no, I don't want this kind of disturbance. So there's so God said that's why the abhyas viragya bhyam. Viragya is tyaga. Viragyam, tyaga. So repeatedly from different angles God puts it in. And there's reincarnation also. God puts it very nicely in the 15th chapter. No, he says that the sariram yadvapnoti yacha utkramanti mishwaram gruhite tani sanyati vayorgandha ivasayat. So when the soul gets into the body or leaves the body, it takes with it mind and subtle body like a wind takes the fragrance from a flower.
Yeah.
Got it? So beautiful slokas. And these things, unless you are a man of bhakti or pursuing this path, you will not figure out. You will be able to figure it out. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pasyanti gnana chaksusa. The one who is a worldly man and is confused, he will never be able to find out. What are you talking nonsense? Okay, sir, you are right. Go away.
And at the time of death, also, I heard that whatever you wish, in Gita says, at the time of death, your wish is granted by God. But that's not true, because I mean, you've been sinner all your life, and the time of death, will say, oh, well, I want to go to heaven. I don't think that will happen. Right?
It's
Even
not
though
wishing. Yes, no, you're right. It's not just wishing. What you have done in your whole life, your
right.
value system, what you stand for. You can't go to one day and temple and say, okay, now I have a cancer and I have 5 days and I'm coming every day to temple, so something good should happen to me. Say no. Say what you stand for and what you have done all your life and what is your value system and what your progress you made. That's what will determine.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnmevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.